यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Jam-Shapad Paramansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottar Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jam-Shapad Paramansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottar Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhari Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai श्री श्री गौर निताय की जाय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जाय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, text number 26. Namani Anantasya Hata Trapaha Pathan Namanyanantasya Hatatrapaha Pathan Namanyanantasya Hatatrapaha Patan Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Gam Paryatan Tushta Mana Gata Sprihaha Gam Paryatan Stushta Mana Gata Sprihaha Gam Paryatan Stushta Mana Gata Sprihaha
Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gataspruhaha
Kalam
Kalam
Pratiksham
Pratiksham
Vimadaha
Vimadaha
Vimatsaraha
Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Namanyanantasya Hatatrapah Pathan
Namani Anantasya Hatatripah Pathan
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Gam Paryatan Stushtamana Gata Sprihaha
Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gataspruhaha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Namanyanantasya Hatatrapah Pathan
Namani Anantasya Hatatripah Pathan
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Gam Paryatan Stushtamana Gata Sprihaha
Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gataspruhaha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Namanyanantasya Hatatrapah Pathan
Namani Anantasya Hatatripah Pathan
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Gam Paryatan Stushtamana Gata Sprihaha
Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gataspruhaha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha Namani Anantasya Hatatripah Pathan
Namani Anantasya Hatatrapah Pathan
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gataspruhaha
Gam Paryatan Stushtamana Gata Sprihaha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimat
Namani Anantasya Hatatrapah Pathan Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran
Gam Paryatam Tushtamana Gataspraha
Gam Paryatan Tushtamana Gataspraha
Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Kalam Pratiksham Vimado Vimatsaraha Namani Anantasya Hatatrapatan Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Gam Paryatan Tushtamana Gataspraha Kalam Pratikshan Vimado Vimatsaraha
Namani Anantasya Hatatrapah Patan Guhyani Bhadrani Kritani Cha Smaran Gam Paryatam Stushtamana Gata Spriha कालं प्रतीक्षन् विमदो विमत्सरः
नामानि अनन्तस्य हतत्रिपः पठन् गुह्यानि भद्राणि कृतानि च स्मरन् गां पर्यटंस्तुष्टमनागतस्पृहः कालं प्रतीक्षन् विमदो विमत्सरः.
Namani, the holy name, fame, etc. Anantasya, of the unlimited. Hatatrapaha, being freed from all formalities of the material world. Pathan, by recitation, repeated reading, etc. Guhyani, mysterious. Bhadrani, all benedictory. Kritani, activities. Cha, and. Smaran, constantly remembering. Gam, on the earth. Pariyatan, traveling all through. Tushtamanaha, fully satisfied. Gataspraha, completely freed from all material desires. Kalam, time. Pratikshan, awaiting. Vimadaha, without being proud. Vimatsaraha, without being envious. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I travelled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble and unenvious. Kindly repeat. Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benedictory. So doing, I travelled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble and unenvious. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The life of a sincere devotee of the Lord is thus explained in a nutshell by Narada Muni by his personal example. Such a devotee, after his initiation by the Lord or his bona fide representative, takes very seriously chanting of the glories of the Lord and travelling all over the world so that others may also hear the glories of the Lord. Such devotees have no desire for material gain. They are conducted by one single desire, to go back to Godhead. This awaits them in due course on quitting the material body. Because they have the highest aim of life, going back to Godhead, they are never envious of anyone, nor are they proud of being eligible to go back to Godhead. Their only business is to chant and remember the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord, and, according to personal capacity, to distribute the message for others' welfare without motive of material gain. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Tedeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mokam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Deenataranam. So, today we are further continuing the conversation between Narada Muni and Vyasadeva. Narada Muni is concluding the narration of his past life and how he became Narada Muni. So here he is describing that after he had darshan of Lord Vishnu by meditation, and after the Lord instructed him to continue his devotional life and practice devotional life and perfect it, what did he do after that? So after that, he gave up the process of meditation. He stopped meditating. He had done dhyana yoga, had darshan of the Lord, heard the Lord's message. After that, what did he do? He stopped meditation. And then what did he do? He took up a higher activity, higher than meditation. And what was that? Anantasya guhyani bhadrani namani kritani cha smaran. So he started remembering constantly the Supreme Lord's confidential and all benedictory holy names and pastimes. Smaran, and remembering them constantly, what did he do? Gam Paryatan. He started traveling all over the world, spreading the holy name and the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And such spreading, such chanting of the holy names and pastimes of the Lord, as well as spreading the holy name and pastimes of the Lord, is done in what manner? Hatatrapaha. He gave up all material formalities. Normally in this material world, we are supposed to engage in many dutiful activities. We have duties to perform in this material world. Duties to the demigods for all the material facilities of material nature that they are giving us. Duties to the various rishis for giving us transcendental knowledge and for guiding us on the path back to Godhead. Duties towards our parents and forefathers for giving birth to our body. Duties to various other living entities from whom we receive service in this material world, such as we drink the milk of the cow, so we are indebted to the cow for giving us nutritious food. Like this, we have duties to perform towards so many personalities in this material world. Nobody is free from duty. Duty is every living entity, every human being in this material world is actually duty bound. He is not completely free to do whatever he wants. He has so many duties to fulfill. Now all those duties, Hatatrapaha, Narada Muni gave up. He forgot everything else, he kept aside everything else, only one activity he engaged in. What was that? Traveling all over the world, chanting the holy names and the pastimes of Krishna, and inducing others also to chant the holy names and pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And all this, how did he do? He did it Vimado Vimatsaraha, completely free from pride, Vimadaha, free from pride, and Vimatsaraha, he had no envy in his heart towards anyone else. And doing this, what was his constant, what was he looking forward to? Kalam Pratikshan, he was looking forward to the moment of death. Normally everyone in this material world wants to avoid death. Here Narada Muni is awaiting, when will that day come, when will I die? Until then, I'll keep myself engaged in chanting the holy names of Krishna and his pastimes. So this is the typical characteristic of a devotee, how a devotee conducts his life. So there are certain very important things we have to understand from the life of Narada Muni. First and foremost is that once we become devotees of Krishna, our whole and soul activity will be centered around, all of our activities will be centered around chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and glorifying the pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna. For a devotee who is uh, following the path of the great Mahajanas like Narada Muni, they cannot live without chanting the holy name of Krishna and glorifying his pastimes. They cannot live without it. This is one of the symptoms of being situated in devotional service to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he describes this. He says that Shri Krishna Rupadi Nishevanam Vina Vyarthani Ahani. Ahani means days. All my days are Vyarthani, they are useless. They are useless. Why? Because in case Shri Krishna Rupadi Nishevanam Vina, if I am not able to serve the holy name of Krishna and his pastimes, Shri Krishna Rupa Adi. Rupa Adi means Rupa, Guna, Nama, etc. So if I am not able to serve the transcendental form, pastimes and the holy name of Krishna, then Ahani Vyarthani, my whole day is useless. Normally we think my day is useful when I have done something which is very pleasing to myself. When I have got some sense gratification, I think my day has been useful today. I went and watched the latest movie, Hollywood movie. Today I watched that wonderful movie. I feel my day has been utilized very nicely. Or I go to the gym, exercise, do some jogging. Today I have done my exercise. I've taken care of my health. I feel that today I have utilized my day very nicely. Or I go to office and do some activity and then succeed in achieving some target which has been set for me in the office. Then I feel, today my day was very productive, very useful. So all our activities are, we think our activity, our day is useful if our day has been engaged properly in eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Actually this eating, sleeping, mating, defending, even animals are doing. So does that mean animals are engaged only in that, eating, sleeping, mating and defending? So does that mean that their day is very productively and usefully used? What kind of life is that? So if a human being also utilizes his day in eating, sleeping, mating and defending, then his day has been no more productive than any other animal. But we think under illusion that, today my day has been utilized very properly. So, but then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, my days are useless if I have not glorified, if I have not served the form, the holy name and the pastimes and the qualities of Krishna. So, when we chant Hare Krishna mantra also, we have to understand that it is a service we are rendering to the holy name. So, Shri Krishna Rupadi Nishevanam Vina. Actually, our mood in chanting is to serve the Supreme Lord. How is chanting the holy name of Krishna a service to Krishna? Because serving somebody means you are fulfilling his desire or pleasing in some way. If I please you or I fulfill any desire of yours, then I am actually serving you. Now Krishna desires that all his part and parcel living entities should chant his holy name. And when a living entity chants Krishna's holy name, Krishna becomes very pleased. So our chanting of the holy name, our chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is meant for pleasing Krishna and for serving Krishna's desire. That is the primary purpose. Along with that, so many other things also happen. Our heart purification happens, our progress back to Godhead happens, and we are fulfilling our vow to the spiritual master. All those things are also simultaneously happening. But the primary purpose of chanting is to serve Krishna. So, Sri Krishna Rupadi Nishevanam Vina Vyarthani Ahani. All my days are useless if I have not served the holy name, form, pastimes and qualities of Krishna. And not only that, so if I am only engaged in serving Krishna, then what about my senses? What about my happiness? What about my sense gratification? People are very much attached to sense gratification in this material world. If my sense gratification is going on nicely, it's fine. But if anybody comes and obstructs my sense gratification, then there will be an explosion. So now you are telling you set aside all my sense gratification. So what about my sense gratification? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that when it comes to sense gratification, he says that Akhilendriyani alam, Akhilendriyani alam, what is that? Pashana Shushkendana, Pashana Shushkendana Bharakani. All my senses, Sarvendriyani, Akhilendriyani, all my senses, Akhilendriyani alam, Pashana Shushkendana Bharakani. They are like Bharakani, they are like a heavy burden being carried by a man. What is that burden that he is carrying? He is carrying some dry firewood, or he is carrying some boulders on his back. He has tied the boulders in a sack or tied some dry wood in a sack and is carrying it on his back. Very burdensome. Now, that person who is carrying it may consider, oh, I am doing a great thing, I am carrying some stones and some dried wood on my back. But in reality, what is the value of that stone and dry wood? Dry wood you can get anywhere. Stones are there everywhere. Why do you have to spend all your energy in carrying that burden of heavy stones and some dried piece of wood which has no value? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Akhilendriyani alam, all my senses, if they are not engaged in serving Krishna, they are like simply burdensome stones and pieces of dry wood. They are practically of no use to me. So, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Aho bibarmit katham tani hatatrapaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if my senses are not engaged in serving Krishna, then how can I shamelessly carry that burden of these senses which are useless, which are practically useless? So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated the mood of a devotee. A devotee, when he chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when he renders service to the deities, when he shares the message of the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam with others, he is not doing it thinking what to do, I've got nothing else to do. Somehow I have to finish my 16 malas. Somehow anyway, my temple commander is telling me I have to go and preach, what to do. Somehow let me go and tell something and come back. That is not the mood of a devotee. The mood of a devotee is, if I am not engaged in these things, my whole body is useless, my senses are useless, my whole day is wasted. So, when a devotee chants Krishna's holy name very attentively and very nicely, he engages in deity worship, he goes out and preaches the holy name of Krishna, the message of Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita to others, what he feels, oh, my day is utilized very nicely today, I am very satisfied today. That is the mood of a devotee. And devotee, not only does he become satisfied in his own reading and hearing the pastimes of Krishna and hearing the message of the Bhagavad Gita and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when he sees the great bliss and happiness he is deriving from these activities, what does he do? He cannot keep it to himself. He is impelled to go and share this message with other people all over the world. A devotee, if he is properly doing his devotional service, he'll not be satisfied simply, today I chanted my Hare Krishna mantra, I did some deity worship, I had my prasadam, let me now comfortably, I got some free time. Let me have some free time and sit and enjoy. Devotee is not interested in free time. What will he do with his free time? Free time means there is a waste of time for him. Whatever time he has, he wants to utilize in spreading the message to others also. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janma sarthaka karo paropagara. First, we should perfect our life. So whatever services I have, I do. After that, whatever time I have left, I should go and preach. I should share this message with others also. If that opportunity is not there, the devotee feels extremely dissatisfied. He feels something is lacking. He feels my day, my time has been unutilized, has been wasted. Avyartha kalatvam. Not even a second the devotee wants to waste in unnecessary gossip, talking about what happened here, what happened there, this happened, that happened, this devotee did like that, he spoke like that. All these are unnecessary matters. Not only that, sometimes some devotees think, I did 2 hours of service, now let me take a little comfortably, let me have some leisure time and spend some free time for myself. So what is that free time? Sit and sit with another devotee and talk all Gramya Katha all over the world. So devotee, if his time is spent like that, a sincere devotee will feel my day has been wasted. Day should be utilized constantly in serving Krishna and Krishna's holy name and Krishna's pastimes. Serving Krishna's holy name means we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and serving the pastimes of Krishna means we go and spread that message to others. We serve the holy name, but not only chanting ourselves, making others also chant Hare Krishna Mantra. So constantly a devotee is engaged in service to the lotus feet of Krishna, to the holy name of Krishna, to the pastimes of Krishna. And how does he do such service? Such service is Vimado Vimatsaraha. A devotee is Vimatsara, he is non-envious. He does not envy others. Oh, see what to do. I am a devotee, but I have to live in a very simple life. I have to live in a dormitory with some other devotees, and whatever temple commander is telling me or president is telling me, I have to follow that. I don't have independence. Look at those people outside. They are enjoying life. So I am not able to be like that. Devotee never thinks like that. And devotee is not envious of other devotees also. Look at this devotee. He is doing so many things, and he has got a mobile, he has got a car, he has got this, he has got that. I don't have all these things. Why I am not getting all these things? There is no space for envy in the heart of a devotee. He is not involved in comparison with others. I am doing like this, I have that, I don't have this, I don't have this. This other devotee has this, he doesn't have this. There is no question of comparison. The moment we come into comparison, we have to understand envy has taken place in my heart. So if there is no envy, there is no question of comparison. Whenever we see some devotee doing some nice service and he is progressing, we only feel happy. Oh, that devotee so nicely is doing service to Krishna, to Srila Prabhupada. So a devotee is completely Vimatsara. And not only is he Vimatsara, he is Vimadaha. He is free of all pride. Just because I am preaching Krishna's holy name, I am chanting Hare Krishna mantra, I have read the Bhagavad Gita, doesn't mean that I become proud. That, oh, look at me, I am a devotee. Look at all these karmis, they are useless people. They don't know what is Krishna, they are not chanting Hare Krishna mantra. I am great devotee. Devotee never becomes proud. Devotee is always very humble. Because he knows that whatever he is doing is also the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, by himself, he cannot do whatever service also he is able to do. So, every devotee actually characterizes this humility. Srila Prabhupada, such a wonderful example of humility. He was the epitome of humility. When I had gone to New Vrindavan recently, I met one devotee there who was telling one pastime he remembered. I think in 1972 or something, in New Vrindavan, they had organized, or New Vrindavan or maybe Chicago temple or something like that. There was a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was giving a class. And after the class, there were so many new people who had come. Some were already devotees, chanting, they had read the Prabhupada's books and all that. Some people were brand new. So one of the new guys, he looked at Prabhupada, and when the time for questions came, he asked that, Swamiji, I want to know how you compare with Jesus Christ. Because he was a Christian, he asked this question. He wanted to know how Prabhupada considered himself in comparison with Jesus Christ. What was Prabhupada's answer? Prabhupada's answer was, Prabhupada said, Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And next, what Prabhupada said is actually astounding. Prabhupada said, Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and I am the dog of God. Can you imagine that? That is what Prabhupada said. See, Prabhupada did not say that I am also Son of God, or I am a bigger messenger of God. Prabhupada said none of those things. Prabhupada said, I am just a simple, humble dog of God. See the humility of Prabhupada. So a devotee Prabhupada is a pure devotee. He has descended from the spiritual world. In his eyes, all of us are totally fallen, conditioned souls. We are all actually very we are such fallen souls in his eyes. We are in such a we are wallowing in such, the material world is a place of such, it is a place of total dirt, and such a dirty place we are all wallowing in. Just like you go and see in some drainage or some very dirty place, some pigs are wallowing around. What do you look when you look at them? What do you feel? What is this? You feel it's very abominable. In Prabhupada's eyes, when he is looking at us, this material world, we are wallowing in this material world, it's very abominable. But then Prabhupada never looked upon all the conditioned souls in a contemptuous way. He was always looking at us in a compassionate way. And therefore, he was very, very humble in his approach. That is a characteristic of a devotee. Actually, this humility is a characteristic of all devotees. If you look at even Radharani, the gopis in the spiritual world, although they are the topmost devotees, there is nobody higher than them. Even Lakshmi Devi aspires to be like the gopis, serving Krishna like the gopis, but even she does not get that opportunity. But the gopis never become proud of their position. And out of all the gopis, thousands and millions of gopis, Radharani is the topmost gopi. She is the topmost devotee of Krishna. She is the personal Hladini Shakti of Krishna. She is the personal bliss energy of Krishna, Ananda energy of Krishna. But still, look at Radharani's humility. She is so humble. Actually, what is the genesis? What is the root of Radharani's meaning? Anena aradhyate. Because she is constantly worshipping Krishna. From Aradhana, her name becomes Radha. But what does Radharani think of herself? Radharani thinks, my name is derived not from Aradhana. My name is derived from Aparadha. Because I am constantly conducting Aparadha, offenses to Krishna, therefore my name is Radha. This is the way Radharani thinks. Such is the humility of Radharani. So this humility is a very important characteristic of a devotee. If we look down upon others, thinking these are fallen people, these are conditioned people, these are karmis, oh, this is a junior devotee, I am a senior devotee, if all these things come in our heart, that means our standard of devotional life is not up to the standard of pure devotion. So at no point of time should we allow pride to enter our heart. And because what happens is when we chant Krishna's holy name, when we understand the philosophy and we go and spread this message, many people will come and offer their respects to us. When they see the kind of knowledge we are sharing, transcendental knowledge, any sincere person will appreciate. And whoever is spreading such message, all the people who are receiving that knowledge will naturally feel obliged and respectful to that person. Now, when everybody is respecting us, it is natural for a person to become proud, thinking that, oh, see, I'm doing such nice thing, I'm actually favoring these people, that is why they are respecting me. Therefore, a devotee has to be very, very careful that all the respect and adoration and puja, pratishtha, all these things that may come his way, he has to understand all of it does not belong to him, but it belongs to Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master. Without the spiritual master's mercy, if the spiritual master had not lit the lamp of knowledge in my heart, then I wouldn't be today here speaking about Krishna and Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's glories and Krishna's instructions in the Bhagavad Gita. So whatever I am today is, whatever I am today is because of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So any credit, any puja comes, any pratishtha comes my way, it belongs to the spiritual master Srila Prabhupada and to Krishna. Therefore, a devotee, whenever anybody offers respect to him, he immediately remembers the spiritual master. So anybody offers us respect, we immediately remember Srila Prabhupada. Because all that respect is actually being offered to Srila Prabhupada. And so thus, in our devotional service to the holy name and to the pastimes and to the form and to the deities and to the instructions of Krishna, whatever service, devotional service we do, it has to be on the foundation of humility and non-enviousness, just like Narada Muni is instructing us in today's verse. And it has to be done with a very enthusiastic mood, with an appreciation of the rarity of the devotional service, and with the confidence. Just like Narada Muni is explaining, how did he render devotional service to the holy name and to Krishna? He did it kalam pratikshan. Confidently he did it with the understanding that kalam pratikshan, that when death comes, Krishna will take me back to Godhead. Similarly, whatever devotional service we are doing, we have to do it with kalam pratikshan, with the confidence that one day death will come. At that time, Prabhupada will take me back to Godhead. So with that confidence, we render our devotional service. So devotional service, chanting of the holy name, reading of the pastimes of Krishna, reading the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining it to others, all those things, fundamentally we have to do it on the basis of the principles which Narada Muni has described in today's verse, which is number one, to do it very seriously, as Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, to do it very seriously and not in a lackadaisical manner, in a very negligent way. No, chanting the holy name has to be done very seriously. Spreading the message of Krishna has to be done very seriously. So we have to, number one, we have to do it seriously, without negligence. Number two, we have to not only chant and serve the holy name seriously, we have to also spread it to others. And number three, we have to do it without consideration of any other duties. No other duty should come in the way of my performance of my devotional service to the holy name and to the form and the pastimes of Krishna. We have so many duties, but all those duties we may perform, but they should not become an obstruction to our serving the holy name. Sometimes what happens is, when we are faced with a situation where we have some material duties to perform, sometimes we sacrifice chanting the holy name. Okay, today I am not able to chant Hare Krishna mantra full 16 malas. Now I will chant only 8 rounds. It should be the other way around. First I should finish 16 rounds. If because of chanting my 16 rounds some duty is getting unfulfilled, keep it aside. If chanting 16 rounds and I am able to do my other duties, fine, theek hai. But if my duty is coming the way of my devotional service, first I have to do my devotional service. Priority, we have to set the priority. So we have to do our service very seriously, and we have to spread the whatever we have learnt to others. And number three, it has to be done without consideration of other material duties to be performed. And then we have to perform it without envy and without pride. And when we perform our devotional service like this, what happens? We will also experience what Narada Muni experienced. What was that? Tushta manaha. He was very satisfied. He felt satisfied because every day a devotee lives in the present. A devotee never lives in the past or in the future. Oh, so many things I did last so many years. I did this, I did that. Don't live in the past. Nor in the future, I will do like this I should do, that I should do, making big plans and not doing anything now. Today I have, right now, what can I do? Do that. Whether it will become big or small, leave it to Krishna. So, devotee at the end of the day, when he looks, today what all I have done all my services very seriously, very nicely, without pride and without any envy of others. Devotee feels tushta manaha, he feels completely satisfied. And when we render our devotional service on this platform, what happens? Kalam pratikshan. We become very confident of achieving the destination of going back to Godhead, that our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, will take us back to Godhead without fail. And so we look forward to the time when death will come. Sometimes actually what happens is, if we don't render devotional service in this mode, what happens is, we start worrying about the future. Confidence about the future will not come. We will start worrying. What will happen to me in my old age? Who will take care of me? And suppose tomorrow I leave the temple, what will happen to me? Actually, a devotee, if he is day to day, if he is doing his devotional service in a satisfactory way, then he will only develop confidence about the future. He will never doubt his future. He is not bothered. What will happen to me in my old age? I should have some. Who will cover my expenses? Who will take care of my health? and in case I leave the movement, I have to leave the movement, what will happen? There should be some backup plan. A devotee doesn't make any backup plan, because you make a backup plan when you are in doubt. Whenever you make a plan A you make, you feel the plan may succeed, may not succeed, you are not sure. Then what you do? Let us have plan B also. In case this fails, let me have another backup plan in the pipeline, so that I'll be able to activate that. So backup plans come when we have no confidence. But a devotee is kalam pratikshan. He is completely confident. He is so confident, he is waiting. When will the day of my death come? I am waiting. So that is the confidence of a devotee. So when you are so confident like that, no need of what is the need for a plan B? What is the need for a backup plan? What is the need for securing my future? No need. Already my future is secured. Krishna is secured. Prabhupada is secured. If I my whole life I keep performing my service in the way what Narada Muni has described, doing it seriously, without pride, without envy, and not only doing it myself but also inducing others to do it, without consideration, by giving first priority to my devotional life over everything else. If we do this day after day, what will happen? I'll be satisfied and I'll be confident that I'm doing things properly. My destination is guaranteed. Going back to God is guaranteed. So therefore, a devotee always has to develop that confidence in Srila Prabhupada's instructions, Krishna's instructions, because this is promised by not some ordinary personality. Prabhupada is promising, if we perform devotional service like this, he will take us back to Godhead. Krishna is promising in the Bhagavad Gita, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. He says that if a devotee is serving him completely dedicated with his heart and soul and life, Krishna will take care of him. And not only that, we are seeing great personalities like Narada Muni. Narada Muni also did not think about his future. He was kalam pratikshan. He was waiting, when is that day of death going to come? I want to see that day. He is not thinking, oh, what will happen to me? I am a small boy. I grow up. I don't have father, mother. Nobody is there to take care of me. What will happen to me when I become old? Who will take care of me? At least we have an organization where we are all living. If I become old also, there are some devotees to take care. Narada Muni, who was there? Even his parents were not there. No family members, nothing. And he is not thinking of his future. What will happen to me in my old age? Who will take care of me? No. He is carefreely, he is going all over, traveling all over the world and spreading the message of Krishna. So a devotee should learn to. So these are lives of great devotees through whom the principles are being taught to us. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that his devotee never perishes, and a devotee is na dukkena gurunapi vichaliti. He is not bothered about even the greatest calamity. All that Krishna is told. Narada Muni's life is a living example of such instructions of Krishna. So we have instructions of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, and we have the examples of great pure devotees in the Bhagavatam, and spiritual master Srila Prabhupada's own assurance to us. What more do we need to be confident in our devotional life in this world? So therefore, when all these assurances are there of the pure devotee, spiritual master, of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he is promising us. And there are examples of great devotees whom Krishna has kept his promise and taken care of them. So why will Krishna not take care of me? So that's the confidence of a devotee. So we have to render our devotional service with confidence, but in a mood of humility and non-enviousness. And thus, when we do, we will be satisfied always in the heart, and we will be able to render our devotional service very seriously. So these are some of the points of today's verse. If anybody has any questions or comments, we can discuss. So everybody is fully serious and confident. Wonderful. So we'll stop here today. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.